Sure. Okay.
Get on the plane, and if you'd like to go again.
Say when?
Yeah. When.
Okay. Them Liberal National Coalition, right-wing Christian superstition, climate denialist men and women are gonna be the death of you and me. Us, inner city, cheap wine sipping, bleeding heart asylum giving, kitsch clothes wearing, alternative living, lazy ass hippies like you and me. It's them ScoMo loving, Bible thumping, talk back radio all over it coming, xenophobic, fear mongering, reef miner millionaires of misery. Versus us beatnik, poem writing, unionist bludgeon, Medicare loving, dole form fudging, drug legalising, peace piping, guitar strumming, LBGT loving, lazy ass hipsters like you and me. But eventually they'll win by making Earth an unlivable place. And until then we'll live in torturous, humorless, violent times led by mindless mobs with their shirts tucked in and their shoes all shined. Cause them Liberal National Coalition, right-wing Christian superstition, climate denialist men and women are gonna be the death of you and me. Us, inner city, cheap wine sipping, bleeding heart asylum giving, kitsch clothes wearing, alternative living, lazy ass hippies like you and me. The idea is that we're fucked, essentially, of that song. Hi, and I can see you, and I can see you. Oh, there's an aeroplane. We must be in the inner west. I'm Benito Di Fonzo. Perhaps you've never heard of me. The Suburban Bukowskis. Look them up on Alta Vista now, or Bing, or what's one of the other search engines? I don't know any others. Thing. I'm aware of the irony of doing this next song on the interwebs. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. The interwebs fucked up everything. That's the truth, you know. Yes, the interwebs fucked up everything. I wish we could just let it go. Before the interwebs, we all lived in a world of harmony and peace. All was perfect, and the sky was forever blue. There was no racism. Sure, there was civil war, slavery, and colonialism, but there was no racism because there was no interwebs. It's true. And everyone who wanted a job had a job because their job hadn't been replaced by an app on the interwebs. All was perfect. And the people that we voted to be president of the free world could read and do basic mathematics. Wouldn't that be special? Then the interwebs fucked it. Do you know why? Because the interwebs fucks up everything. That's the truth, you know. Yeah, the interwebs fucks up everything. I wish we could just let it go. And the children drank of the candied air that grew on the trees, as the birds sang Led Zeppelin songs and all the beer was free. Then the interwebs fucked it, made us all watch porn 12 hours a day. Or maybe that's just me. It's hard to be objective there. I mean, there's this thing called RedTube. Anyway, I've gone off the point. And Facade Book made us all friendless because we're all competing for friends on Facade Book like twits, and we have to join the groups, and the people still crying about Prince. I mean, David Bowie, sure, but Prince, move on, get over it. And George Michael, I've no faith in that argument. I'm not going there, I'm not touching that. But when Daryl Summers is gone, we'll know the interwebs is to blame. When David Hasselhoff is no longer with us, we'll be able to say that the interwebs fucked everything up again. And then there's that whole thing with Putin and Trump and Cambridge Analytics and QAnon and the death of journalism and the fake death tax, because the interwebs fucked up everything. That's the truth, you know. Yeah, the interwebs fucked up everything. I wish we could just let it go. Well, the interwebs fucked up everything. That's the truth, you know. Yeah, the interwebs fucked up everything. I wish we could just let it go. I should have had a wiki leak. Anyway, Hi, it's I know you're all applauding out there in Interwebs land, and thank you, both of you. Yeah. Here's something I wrote walking home one Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Yeah, the sun's coming up on Sunday as I stumble at a Stanmore and the cabs crawl out like cockroaches onto Enmore Road. As I steer myself down the spirituous sidewalk, I see them search assault streets like sirens for lost sailors to entice with their warm vinyl islands and directions to their cousin Abdul's in Surrey Hills, so where you can purchase a gram of Turkish delight to lull away the recovering day. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. As I pedal my feet down the street, my blind man brain riding my body like a battered bicycle, the sick sweet stench of beer and kebab swims towards me from the bent over boy in the Commodore door as he attempts to kiss the tarmac with his intestines like a poke turd inside out. The bouncer outside the Bank Hotel, his bored broad shoulders bursting sluggishly through his superfluous suit, looks as fresh as that apathetic kebab that I purchased next door as he sways from soul to soul, wishing some young goth would get smart with him, allowing him to expel that pent-up energy that bubbles restlessly inside of him like a nun's libido. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. And I veer right and roll towards Erskineville. We're outside the imperial cornucopia of subterranean scenes, blends like Baileys and cream. As a boy with a beer glass embedded delicately in his face boldly refuses an ambulance as he floats painlessly on beer, battery acid and testosterone, and then falls flatulent and flat at the feet of a fatigued paramedic like a drunken fish. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. And I veer right and roll towards Erskineville. We're outside the imperial, the cornucopia of subterranean scenes, blends like Baileys and cream. As a boy with a beer glass embedded delicately in his face boldly refuses an ambulance as he floats painlessly on beer, battery acid and testosterone, and then falls flatulent and flat at the feet of a fatigued paramedic like a drunken fish. And I dive through my back door as the pre-dawn clouds, black and blue as a boxer's brain, change hue to glaring bright blue, and I escape the Segway into day. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Or something like that. Thank you. Here's something for our school shows, a message for the young. Life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin and then you're dead again. Life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin and then you start again. It's a true story. You doubting me? Well, I first met her down at the townie. As the bouncer she did berate. As I offered to call an ambulance, she said, fuck you, I'm feeling great. I didn't have very high standards, so I asked her for a date. She loved me halitosis-ly as this mantra she relates. And it went, life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin and then you're dead again. Or in French, la vie est un gateway drug à whiskey et cocaine. La vie mène à l'héroïne and then you're dead again. She turned up the next evening at my AA meeting place. She stumbled in with a gallon of gin and a Coke straw in her face. As the circle got to her, we asked what she needed to say. She spun that bottle on the floor and said, let's hit our low points again. Let's hit that low point, people, because life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin and then you're dead again. Or in Fringlish, la vie est un gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. La vie mène à l'héroïne and then you're dead again. She's gonna eat every bit of the weekend and leave nothing on her plate. When it comes to alcohol, she'll leave nothing up to fate. She hasn't slept for 3 nights now, she's beginning to hallucinate. And when you ask, are you okay, her mantra she'll relate. I think we all know it out there. Follow the bouncing balls. There'll be bouncing balls along the bottom of the screen, I'm sure. Just follow them. It goes, life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin and then you're dead again. Life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin and then you start again. Let's take it up to the top shelf. Life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin and then you're dead again. Life is a gateway drug to whiskey and cocaine. Life leads to heroin. When you're dead, you be sober again. I think, yeah. Bought a kimono in Kiama and a dildo in Dundas. A can of Mr. Sheen down in Engadine. Then we spent the night in Wallaby Flat. Had the nasi goreng in Nowra and Ballarat's best long black. You finally came good down in Collingwood, so we cabbed it to St Kilda and fucked. Missing. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's right. This song needs more Wobble Board. This song needs more Wobble Board. This song needs more Wobble Board. You bought a box of bungers in Burwood, rode the hay plains on a hunch. Found more than we could handle down in East Fremantle, and in Springwood stuck your hair in a scrunch. You tried to hock your husband in Hobart, had a Launceston long lunch. You found a dog and tried to flog her down in Wagga Wagga, drank a punnet of your Ipswich punch. This'll reach them out in the regions. Who says us inner city people are like stuck up and superior? Well, we are. This song needs more Wobble Board. This song needs more Wobble Board. This song needs more Wobble Board. Bought a kimono in Kiama, from some dildo in Dundas. A can of Mr. Sheen down in Engadine. Then we spent the night in Wallaby Flat. Bought a box of bungers in Burwood. Rode the hay plains on a hunch. Found more than we could handle down in East Fremantle land. In spring would suck your hair in a scrunch. Wow, 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 wow. The wobble board's an instrument that, Rolf Harris stole from the Beatles, but now we're trying to bring it back. Yeah, but enough about me. Here's a little song for our wonderful, beautiful, wonderful times. You're my coronavirus, baby. You make me crazy. You're my coronavirus girl. Don't wanna touch anybody else. You're my coronavirus, baby. You make me hazy. You're my coronavirus girl. I wash my hands of everybody else. Please isolate with me. I wanna be beside your antibodies. Sans you, I'm all at sea. I need a friendly harbor, a ship is shoddy. 'Cause you're my coronavirus, baby. You make me crazy. You're my coronavirus girl. Don't wanna touch anybody else. You're my coronavirus, baby. You make me hazy. You're my coronavirus girl. I wash my hands of everybody else. I wanna be homeschooled. I know that you can teach me to be pandemic free. We're locked down from the fools, both biochemically and academically. Scap-dap-da, scat-la-la, scat-li-dida, skidly-dilly-dida. I said, scap-dap-da, scat-da-da-la-da-li-dida, dilly-dilly-dida. You're my coronavirus, baby. You make me hazy. You're my coronavirus girl. Don't wanna touch anybody else. You're my coronavirus, baby. You make me hazy. You're my coronavirus girl. I wash my hands of everybody else. You're my coronavirus, baby. You make me hazy. You're my coronavirus girl. The only one in the world. This is a story about a grill, a story about deep fried nations, deep fried notions, and aspirations. We were snapped, frozen, and deported before we were born. Destined to end our days in this linoleum gulag on the lazy corner of lonely and forlorn. Yeah, even them old cockroaches, they don't drop in. 'Cause I'm the last Chico roll in this rundown old tuck shop. 'Cause I'm that last Chico roller in this dirty old Bain Marie. 'Cause I'm that last Chico roller longing to be free. Lord, I've been stuck down here since 3rd June 1983. Take a bite out of me, please. Pull me out of my misery. The scallops are as dry as cardboard, and the salad bar's as dead as the old Galaga machine, and the milkshakes taste like 1977 and are the texture of cottage cheese. But me, I'm still here, the last Chico roll in this fucked up, rundown old tuck shop, just struggling to stay warm amongst the flies of the dirty old Bain Marie. 'Cause I'm that last Chico roller in this dirty old Bain Marie. 'Cause I'm that last Chico roller longing to be free. Lord, I've been stuck down here since 3rd June 1983. Take a bite out of me, please. Put me out of my misery. Well, there's no sense of camaraderie in the old queen that runs this joint. She's forgotten about us. Her big-eared brats not interested in flogging oily chips, but me, I'm still here. The last Chico roll in this fucked up, run-down old tuck shop called Australia. Just struggling to stay warm amongst the flies and roaches in this dirty old Bain Marie. 'Cause I'm that last Chico roller in this dirty old Bain Marie. 'Cause I'm that last Chico roller, longing to be free. Lord, I've been stuck down here since 3rd June 1983. 'Cause I'm that last Chico roller, can't even get in the dole. Staring at the pictures of the bikie mole, blue tack peeling down the wall. I'm the last Chico roll in this dirty old Bain Marie. Thank you. Now, if this is a proper gig, I would, leave now, and then you'd pretend that you wanted more, and I'd come back and do an encore. I'd be like, oh, really? I can't. Oh, I've got to get back to my trailer, but I'll come back and I'll do an encore, and I'd obviously have some Coke and some filter beer and in between.
Chef 654, we got left your lights on?
Yes, there we go. It'd be a bit of that. One of my best friends would be being dragged out by the bouncer, and I'd just be able to wave. And, I'm not lying there either. And, anyway. This was inspired by a friend of mine who will remain nameless, although his name was Josh, but anyway. He said he wasn't giving up drinking, he said he was just giving up hangovers. And I thought, yeah, that's an idea. Anyway, and then it was also inspired by my inhospitable time in hospitality, back when I was a cocktail barman at the Harbourside Brasserie. I remember there was this clown holding a drinking competition with himself in the corner. He was swaying like a manly ferry, demanding more and determined to beat his personal best. I said, hey buddy, I know life can get you down sometimes, but sometimes you just gotta hold back from the source a little. You just gotta waylay from the wet stuff for a while. He said, don't worry, I'm quitting after this. I said, what, you quitting drinking? He said, no, I'm not quitting drinking. I'm just quitting hangovers, and the best way would be if I were to die tonight. If I drink until I'm dead, I'll avoid that morning head. No, I can't see how this can't work out fine. Well, I felt it behooved me to point out a few flaws in his theorem. First off, there was the whole being dead bit. That had to go in the cons column. That had to be an against. Had to be seen as a negative. But he said it was outweighed by so many obvious positives that it all worked out even in the end. He said, see, the way it works is, then he got out his whiteboard and his non-permanent marker and he drew some Venn diagrams. Then he just picked up a guitar and he sang, I'm not quitting drinking, I'm just quitting hangovers, and the best way would be if I were to die tonight. If I drink until I'm dead, I'll avoid that morning head. Now I can't see how this can't work out fine. Well, surely responsible service of alcohol is a fluid concept. So I poured him another and a couple for myself, and in time the logic of his thesis began to appeal. No more mornings feeling like a sweet bird of youth has OD'd in the bathroom of your soul. No afternoons where the ibuprofen wears off and the neighbour in your cerebellum starts banging on the floor again. And there's no sympathy for you. As my old boss used to say, it's a self-inflicted wound, Benito. There's no sympathy for you here. Here, no sympathy. But this way I could drink as much as I liked and I'd never have a hangover again. I just had to die in the end. Brilliant. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it years ago. So I grabbed a couple of bottles off the top shelf, jumped over the bar and joined him on the other side, poured us a couple of quadruples and sang, I'm not quitting drinking, I'm just quitting hangovers, and the best way would be if I were to die tonight. If I drink until I'm dead, I'll avoid that morning head. Now I can't see how this can't work out fine. And then he joined me, we sang, we're not quitting drinking, join in now. We're just quitting hangovers, and the best way would be if we were to die tonight. If we drink until we're dead, we'll avoid that morning head. Now we can't see how this can't work out fine. Now we can't see how this can't work out fine. Now we can't see how this can't work out fine. And that's good night from me. Thank you. We